Listen, welcome. You're in a safe space now. It's just me and you, nobody else. There is a version of you on the other side of this that your kids deserve to meet. The question is whether you do the work to get there. I wrote that line because someone said it to me and it changed everything. There's a version of you that your kids, your friends, the people who matter, they're waiting to meet him. If you're anything like me, let me know if I check any of these boxes. You wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you don't recognize the person, the man that you've become. Or you might be showing up for your kids, but you're hollow inside and they can feel it. If that one hit, you're not alone. I've gotten hundreds of messages from men saying the same exact thing. What about this one? You stayed busy, worked harder, hit the gym, but nothing is actually healed. How about you lost a marriage and your entire social world disappeared? Maybe you're terrified of repeating the same patterns in the next relationship, or you don't want therapy. You just want a system, a framework, and a way through. Listen, with your kids don't need a perfect dad. They need a present one. And right now, being present feels impossible because there's nothing left inside. This was built for you, not as a sales pitch, as a lifeline. Check out this stat. 60% of marriages end in divorce. Most people hear that stat and think it's about picking the wrong person. It's not. It's about carrying the same unresolved wounds into a new relationship and expecting different results. Not because the wrong woman was chosen, because the man never changed. He didn't go through it. He went around it. And everything he didn't deal with came with him. Survival mode is not recovery. Here's the trap. Survival mode looks like strength from the outside. You're working, you're at the gym, you're managing. But we all know on the inside, nothing has moved. It takes roughly 3 to 7 years. That's how long the research says that most men carry unprocessed grief from a divorce. Some never even process it at all. Survival mode keeps you alive. It doesn't build a life worth living. There are 4 domains that are affected. Career. You think you're performing at work, but emotional static, the mental noise, the sleepless nights, that costs you almost a quarter of your cognitive output. That's real money. Then we talk about fatherhood. This one guts me because kids of emotionally absent fathers, and I mean physically present, but emotionally gone, they carry that for decades. Then we talk about our next relationship. Same stat again here, 60%, because it's the same man showing up. Then we go for mental overload. That's your body that's keeping the score even when your mind says that you're fine. The cost of doing nothing is not zero, bro. It compounds every single day. But what if I told you that there was a map? I asked that same question when I was at my lowest going through my divorce 2 years ago. What if there was something, not therapy, right? Not another book, not a podcast, but an actual system designed for men that actually process and rebuild. A system built the way men actually rebuild. I got good news for you, brother. There is. And that's where I introduce Iron North method. 3 sections. First, we stop the bleeding. Sleep, body, daily routines. You gotta get a foundation under you before we go deeper. Secondly, we identify. Then we map it. Where are the wounds? Where are the patterns? What got you here? This is where most men skip and why they repeat it. And then lastly, we build pillar by pillar, not alone, with other men doing the same work. That part matters more than most people realize. There's 3 phases in that order. You can't build on a broken foundation. Let me walk you through the entire blueprint. We work on the physical because your body took the hit too. Sleep disruption, cortisol, neglect. We start here because everything else is built on top of it. Secondarily is financial status. Divorce is financially devastating. We all know this. We do a zero-based reset. We talk about where are you? Where do you need to be? Clear-eyed, no shame. Thirdly is emotional. This is the deep work, identity mapping, the architect work, the pattern recognition. This is where the real change starts to take place. Lastly, We build on the identity. Who are you rebuilding toward? Not by default, but by design. Most men never ask this question. Can't skip one and expect the others to hold. Every man carries 4 archetypes: king, warrior, magician, and lover. Divorce doesn't just hurt your feelings, it fractures one or at least more of these. The king loses his domain. The warrior loses the fight. The magician loses his clarity. The lover loses his ability to connect. The work is figuring out which one is damaged and deliberately rebuild them. These come from Jungian psychology, not from me. Robert Moore and Douglas Gillette wrote the foundational work. This is real psychology adapted for real men in real pain. I just found a way to apply these principles to my life and hundreds of others, men who are going through divorce, and it works. Here's what you get inside. It's 50 modules. One direction. For example, the Daily Foundation Protocol. It takes 20 minutes every morning. It gives you a structure on the days that you have no structure, and those are the worst days. Or Father Presence Protocol. This module alone is worth more than the entire price. It teaches you how to stop showing up empty and actually be there for your kids. And then, of course, brotherhood. You won't do this alone. That's not how men rebuild. You need other men around you who get it. That's what Iron North is all about. But don't take it from me. I can't show you the faces of these gentlemen because this is a private program. But for example, Marcus, he spent 2 years pretending that he was fine. Literally 6 weeks into the method, he realized that he didn't even know he had to heal. And his kids noticed the difference. Or take James, for example. He almost didn't buy the course because $27 is cheap. And I couldn't blame him because, let's be honest, anything that's less value, $27, you don't think you would get what you need from it. But it was the best investment that he ever made since the day he decided to fight for custody. Or take David, for example. He mentioned that the archetypes alone are worth 10 times the price. He understood why he kept repeating the same patterns. And that is the most important thing to understand from a man's perspective, is who you are and what patterns that you develop, so that way you can alter your choices and decisions and be the best man that you can be for yourself. The man that you're becoming was always there. Say it like you mean it, because you do. So let me tell you who this is for. This is for men who are done performing recovery. Men who want a framework and not a feeling circle. If you want that, then go on a Facebook group. Or this is for men who have kids and refuse to be a cautionary tale. And honestly, this is not for everyone. If you want someone to pat you on your back and tell you it wasn't your fault, this is not the place. This is for men who want to look in the mirror and do the work. So what would it cost to do this any other way? I'm glad that you asked that question. If you were to go with a therapist, it costs roughly $150 to $300 an hour per session. Or a divorce attorney consultation, easily anywhere between $300 to $500 an hour. Let's just say you paid a life coach. That's $2,000 a month. A second divorce, imagine you just went through life and you thought you were fine and healed. You got remarried. That's $15,000 to $50,000 down the drain. Another year of unprocessed grief, priceless and not in a good way. $27. One time, lifetime access, no subscription, no upsell, no catch. You see, I priced it at $27 because I remember being broke after my divorce and not being able to afford the help that I needed. This isn't about profit. This is about making sure no man gets stuck because of a price tag. It's secure checkout, instant access built for men who have standards, not men who want the cheapest thing on the shelf. If this resonates, click the button. You'll have access in 60 seconds. It's school.com course. Easy, seamless, fast, trustworthy. But before you leave and close this tab and say, nah, it's not for me. Listen, I'm not a therapy guy. Good, neither am I. This isn't therapy. This is a system, like the gym is a system. You show up, you do the work, and the work does the rest. Or you might be thinking, listen, I don't have time. The foundation protocol is 20 minutes, bro. You have 20 minutes. The real question is what it's costing you to keep going like this. Or you might not be even ready. You might be thinking that. I hear this a lot, bro. And I'll be honest, men who wait for the right time are usually still waiting 5 years later. You don't find stability, you build it starting now. The button's right there. It's $27, bro. Lifetime access. Start the rebuild. Man who did the work knows who he is, who leads, who shows up fully, who his kids will talk about when they're adults. He's always in there. The wreckage just got in the way. Bro, the wreckage ends here. Not tomorrow, not next month, right now. It's 50 modules, a proven system, a brotherhood of men doing the same work, lifetime access, $27. You've watched this far, bro, because something in you knows it's time. Trust that. Click the button. I'll see you on the other side.